What's up, LaShayla?
Hey, what is good?
I don't know. I feel like this is a great time to be a sports fan.
Man.
I feel incomplete when there's no sports, like no basketball, no football. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel empty.
Yeah,
Like
it feels like the world is too quiet, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
super exciting as we head into the playoff, of course. And then also
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I know. I'm getting so used to Brooklyn now. I love Brooklyn. You know what I like about Brooklyn is the culture. There's so many different beautiful cultures. I'm telling you, at the games, I feel like I'm at like a hip hop concert. Like it's like fire. The games, it's just so different.
Are there a lot of celebrities?
Yeah, you see some celebrities.
Yeah,
but it's just like the music. It's just like they're playing like Biggie and all my favorites. Yeah. You know, all the New Yorkers.
The New Yorkers.
I love New York. It's so fun. Yeah, and just coming out, I just feel like this was like a fun time, like with NCAA and then women's basketball.
Oh,
fire going on over there, right?
Amazing.
Tell the people what's happening. What's trending right now?
Man, what's trending is, you know, the world not being able to take women talking trash and, you know, hard. Gesturing and posturing and being proud of the things they have accomplished. Now, some people may say, like, I don't know if any of you watched, but LSU won the national championship.
Crazy game too,
they had
right?
6 new players on the roster, so no one even thought they would be there on that stage. And
That's
then you
a lot
got,
when you have 6 new players, because
right?
It's normally like
chemistry.
Yes. That chemistry is like everything.
It's
like
crazy.
You know people, you know your person. Y'all kind of, you know, you've been playing together. It's like almost like
it doesn't happen that fast in basketball. So the fact that it did is like amazing. And then, you know, LSU, they beat Iowa in the championship.
Yep.
I.e. Caitlin Clark. Literally, they call her the Steph Curry adjacent, which is kind of funny because I think she plays more like Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm, you know, my brother played at San Diego State, and Jimmer Fredette was very similar, like come across half court and shoot from the logo. Not that Steph Curry doesn't do that, but I feel like Caitlin Clark is more Jimmer than Steph, but that's my opinion. But there's some controversy because, you know, Caitlin was doing the hand gesture of "you can't see me," the John Cena gesture to a couple people during the playoffs or the tournament. And then Angel Reese got the best of her in this moment, or the best of the team, and did the "you can't see me," but she overdid it in everyone's, well, not everyone's opinion, but some people's opinion. You had people from Barstool saying things like she's an effing idiot.
That's a bit much. Like, don't start going disrespectful.
Called her
like, that's not cool.
A piece of shit. I know we curse on here, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to repeat it again. It's very low vibration. So, so she, you know, those are the things that people were saying about her. It basically, and then they're talking about the double standard because Caitlin is a white athlete and Angel is a black athlete, and one is getting more scrutiny or made to be a villain than the other. So I thought we should be dope to talk about it on here.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, what is bigger than all of this is I think that society has to accept women having a voice. I think that's like part 1, right?
Part 1. Yep. I agree.
We have to change this narrative of what they think women should look like, be like, sound like, talk like, walk like it's just like we can be whoever the hell we want to be, and how we want to define ourselves may vary from person to person. So don't try to put us in a box to be who you expect us to be. Like we come in many different shapes, form, colors. Like that's what makes us so beautiful and unique. But don't try to silence us. Like that's different. Like I feel like that happens all the time, not just within society, but sometimes in certain workplaces where they expect women to be different. And some of us are boisterous like me, like super assertive, like, you know, and some people don't love that. Like they they don't want to get that type of feedback. They want, you know, sometimes I felt like in my career, like wanted me to be someone different. And I just don't think that that's fair. So, you know, listen, could have been done differently? Sure, on both sides, maybe. Like, But at the end of the
But
day,
it's trash talking. There's
yeah,
no
but
rules.
I was gonna say,
There's no
if
rules.
we can mic up, like, cause I hear it when I'm at my son's games. Because when I sit on the floor, I'm like, damn.
Thank you,
It
T.
is nasty
And that's
out
the
there.
point.
The
Men
stuff
do
they
it,
say to each other.
so why can't we do it?
It's awful. It's awful.
And if you're a competitor, if you dish it out, you know you're going to get it back. You don't get it back in the doses that you want it.
No.
Just because you did a little one and someone did a bigger one, it doesn't make it just is what it is.
People express themselves differently.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Basketball, and we know this for those of us who are fans of the game, or if you are a former or a current player of the game, you know that basketball is more mental than anything else, right?
Yeah.
And trash talking is part of the
game.
experience.
Oh my God.
It is part of the experience. People say listen, only because my son has been playing for a very, just since he was a child, and as he got older, it has gotten progressively worse what people say. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Right.
But I don't get offended. Like, I hear some things that are said to him, like sometimes when that's only if I'm sitting really close, I can hear.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn, it's nasty. But I want him to say something raunchy.
Something
Let me tell you something. I was a player. Listen.
That's what I knew you would
Jordan
appreciate this
said-
topic because you are a competitor.
Yes, Jordan was like, if I had to rep you, I'll always be like trying to get you out of technicals and stuff like that.
Right?
Your mouth, I would be like in that ass.
Thank
Like,
you.
I would be a trash talker. Easy. Like,
easy.
And I would try to.
You are a trash talker. You would be. You are a trash talker.
I try to get in that head.
You do.
That's what they try to do. It's
exactly.
a whole thing.
So that's what pissed me off is that people that were new to the game, the women's game, the ones who have comments like, it's boring, it's not this, it's not that. 9.9 million people tuned in to watch the national championship.
That was huge. That was
huge.
Big.
But the people only saw that one game. So they didn't have full context of what's been happening through the whole tournament.
And you want to be so hyper-focused on that
a damn
one
game.
Yeah.
And they're going to come in and they want to comment and they want to villainize. Caitlyn knew. That's why Caitlyn didn't say anything, because she's going to get her back or try to do it. Because Caitlyn she talks shit since she's been in high school.
Yeah.
But it was so annoying that they made it a black and white race issue, sex issue, it was misogyny, it was racist. Cool. And it was ridiculous.
That's what makes it bad for me.
Because it was uncomfortable for them to see.
Because it's super uncomfortable for me to have to see how it went into a whole different lane.
Oh my God.
Like, they're players, they're gonna talk shit to each other. Let them do their thing. Like, that's what they're gonna do. Like, mind your business.
Thank you.
Like, and then guess what? Because sometimes for me, just being a mother of an athlete, is that players may say some things, and then if they go cross the lines too much, then they'll work it out. Like, they'll be like, yo, what's up? Or, it's just like,
they were calling her classless.
But when the media gets involved, it's like, we're doing too much, people. Like, let's just not. And don't, when you start calling people, like you said, like pieces of shit and all that other stuff, like
grown men,
that's not cool. Like, you guys are going in, and that's someone's child too. Okay. Like, do you want someone coming at your child like that? Don't come at mine, because, and it happens. Like, I literally was sitting, and Mikal did not have a great game yesterday. He just didn't shoot well. I felt like he didn't have his legs wasn't with him at the game. He just still had a 20-something points, but it didn't matter. He missed way more shots than he would love to have missed. And I'm sitting right there like, oh, Mikal's playing. This is his worst game. You said blah, blah, coming at him. I was like, it's part of the game. I just sit there and I smile because they don't, I'm sitting like courtside. They don't know who I am. I'm like in the middle. They don't know I'm like Mikal's mom, and they're saying all types of shit that I don't love about my son. But guess what? I don't get mad. Like, I'm like, don't you say that? Like, it's part of the sports. Like, yes. And when you play sports, like, that's the unfortunate part of it, is that people will say great things about you when you're hot, and when you have a bad game, you're off.
They're going to talk their shit.
They're going to talk it bad. But my thing is, like, the fact of what they did to her and all the terrible things that they were saying about her, like, that pissed me off. Because
it pissed me off too.
Yeah, that's just like, we're taking it a little too far. Period.
And y'all not even real fans. Y'all just got here. So sit all the way, have several seats, all of you.
Don't even have enough information, and you're judging someone on that one that one situation. Like,
it just made it feel like it was like poor little Caitlyn. It's not poor little Caitlyn. Caitlyn is a monster. She's a beast. And she can handle it. She can take it. She don't need y'all to come and save her.
Beast mode. Yeah.
So that was what I hated. But
well, I think that's the problem though. Like, this is what I was saying, and this is what we have to do better, people. It's like, stop thinking when you hear, when you think of a female, that you're thinking this female should be one size fit all. Like, it just does not work like that. Like, we are unique and different, and again, that's what makes us special. So stop trying to have this ideal version of what you think a woman should be. Like, that's not cool.
Check your biases. Check your unconscious
at the door.
Check them at the door so that you can speak about something that maybe you only have a half truth about in a way that is like not demeaning. And it's just like, but unless some people are just nasty. Some people are just nasty and they just want to.
Some people are just nasty and that's
find
just
a reason
who they are. And I think that's the part too about being an athlete is what, I'm sure that athletes kind of know, like, this is just part of the journey, but I just hate when you're hyper focused on one person when there were two individuals involved who weren't, they just trash talking. This was just for those of us who know who understand the game, is we just know that it happens. But when you start to exacerbate and you pick it up, and now you're hyper focused on this one person, and you're starting to belittle that person, is like, now we're kind of like, stop it.
And then to add fuel to the fire,
madness.
Dr. Biden, Joe Biden's wife, invited the losing team to the White House. What's your thoughts on that? As a competitor.
Yeah, I know. Like, I am super competitive. So me, like, my own personal thoughts is there's only one winner, and you're a winner or you're not. And winners get
privileges and
losers
celebrated.
You lick your wounds and you go home and do your thing.
Get ready for next year.
That's just who I am, because I am super competitive, and I don't believe too. Like, remember, like, when kids were younger, because my mom used to get so mad at me.
I know what you're gonna say.
My mom used to get legit
participation
pissed. You didn't get no damn participation trophy. And then listen, when Mikal was young, like, right, wrong, or indifferent, too late for you to call Child Protective Services on me. But I didn't let him win that shit. Like, he had to earn it. So when we were young, like, I would race him. He would be like 5. I was like, do. He'd be like, I'm long. I got these big ass legs, like long legs. He could beat me, of course. But I never let him win at anything until he earned his win. Right. And my mom you got to ask my mom about it. That used to make her so upset. And that was make Mikal so mad. He used to cry about it because he was so angry. But then look, Mikal got to a teenager at a certain point. I couldn't beat him at anything physical anymore. Like, now I'm the washed up one. I can't beat this kid at anything. We still argue about who can beat each other in Scrapple because he says I use words that I don't know and I make these words up. Like, whatever, Mikal. But I don't believe in like, if you win or you lose. That's just who I am. And
he's the same way. He said, keep the baby out the streets and dunked on your ass too.
So and maybe fall on the ground and hit my head.
So yes, again, and I know you as a competitor, like, you don't get invited.
No.
You don't get to come. You lost. No. This is only a winner's thing.
A celebratory event for the winners. Yeah. If you lose,
sorry. Try again next year.
Yeah, next year. So, but hey, tippers, we're curious. We want to know what you think too. So please share your comments. How did you feel about the whole situation between
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark?
Thank you. What was your overarching feelings about it? And then 2, do you think that the losing team should have been invited to the White House? Curious on your thoughts. Like, again, like, we respect everyone's opinion, right? Like, you don't have to agree with us, but we want to know what you think anyway, right?
Yep.
So hit us up. Check us out. You can either DM us. I'm Tania L. Rivers, or at LaShayla, or at Tipping the Scales, or hit us up. Like, we're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're out here in these streets.
We outside. Later.
We outside. See you, tippers. Continue to follow Tipping the Scales wherever you get your podcast. Peace.